Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Simple English Talks. I'm Harry, and oh my goodness, I am so happy you clicked on this video today. Whether you've been studying English for 6 months or 6 years, today's episode is going to genuinely shift the way you think about grammar. So please, get comfortable, grab something warm to drink, and let's do this together.
Hey, it's Sarah here. And honestly, Harry set that up perfectly. I love days when we get to dig into something that learners ask us about constantly. And today is absolutely one of those days. How are you feeling, Harry? Ready to talk tense?
Sarah, I was born ready. And you know what's funny? I was actually texting a friend this morning. She's learning English, and she sent me a message saying, "I go to the market yesterday." And I thought, oh, we need to record this episode immediately. She's not alone. So many people make this exact kind of mistake.
That's such a perfect example. And honestly, she should not feel embarrassed at all. Because today, we're talking all about the past tense. Specifically, we're going to break down this one simple rule that, once you understand it, everything clicks. It's like a light turns on in your brain.
Exactly. By the end of this episode, you're going to know how to talk about things that already happened, clearly, confidently, and naturally. You'll understand how to form the past tense, when to use it, and how to avoid the most common mistakes that trip learners up every single day.
And here's a little question for you right now, before we even start teaching. Think about the last thing you did this morning. Did you eat breakfast? Did you walk somewhere? Did you check your phone? Write that activity in the comments below, in English. Don't worry about being perfect, just try. We want to hear from you.
Yes, we really do read your comments. And while you're thinking about that, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now for Simple English Talks. We post new episodes every week, and every single one is designed to help your English feel easier, more natural, and more confident. Hit subscribe. It takes 1 second, and it means the world to us.
All right, friends, let's stop warming up and actually dive in. We're starting with the basics, the foundation, because without a solid foundation, nothing else makes sense. Harry, take it away.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. The past tense. What is it really? In the simplest possible terms, the past tense is how we talk about things that already happened, things that are finished, things that are done, past, over, complete. And the basic structure is beautifully simple. Subject plus past verb. That's it. That is the whole foundation.
So the formula looks like this. I plus walked, she plus talked, they plus played. You just take your subject, the person or thing doing the action, and then you use the past form of the verb. For most verbs in English, you create the past tense by simply adding -ed to the end. Walk becomes walked, talk becomes talked, play becomes played, jump becomes jumped, clean becomes cleaned.
And let me give you some really everyday examples so this feels real and not like a textbook. Yesterday, I washed my dishes. This morning, I opened my laptop. Last night, she watched a movie. Last week, they visited their grandmother. He cooked dinner on Sunday. These are all regular past tense verbs, verb plus ed. That's the pattern. That's the rule.
You know, here's a personal one for me. I remember when I first started really paying attention to how I speak. I used to say things like, I cleaned my room yesterday. I dropped the ed completely. And people understood me, sure, but it didn't sound natural. The moment I started adding that ed, something shifted. I sounded more fluent, more confident.
And that's such an important point, Harry, because adding -ed is not just a grammar rule, it's a signal. It tells the listener that this happened in the past. Without that signal, the sentence feels incomplete, like something is missing. So what about spelling? Because some people get confused. Harry, can you explain the spelling changes?
Great question, Sarah. So yes, most verbs just add ed. Walk, walked. Play, played. But there are a few small spelling rules to know. First, if the verb ends in a silent E, you just add D. Like, love becomes loved, hope becomes hoped, use becomes used. Simple. Second, if the verb ends in a consonant-vowel-consonant pattern, like stop, you double the last letter. Stop becomes stopped, plan becomes planned, drop becomes dropped.
And third, and this one is really important for our listeners, if the verb ends in a consonant plus Y, you change the Y to I and then add ed. So carry becomes carried, study becomes studied, try becomes tried. Can you hear the difference? Tried, studied, carried. Say those out loud right now. I really want you to try it.
Now let's talk about the negative form, because you also need to say what didn't happen. And for this, we use did not, or in casual speech, didn't. The structure is subject plus didn't plus base verb. So, I didn't walk. She didn't call. They didn't study. Notice something important. When you use didn't, the main verb goes back to its base form. Not I didn't walked. That's wrong. Just I didn't walk.
Can you feel that rule clicking? Say it with me. I didn't walk to school today. She didn't cook dinner last night. They didn't watch the game. Beautiful. You're already making past tense sentences. And here's something I want you to do. Pause the video right now, think of 3 things you did not do yesterday, and write them in the comments. Use didn't. Let's see what you come up with.
All right, now that we've got regular verbs feeling comfortable, let's talk about the part that honestly makes a lot of learners groan a little, and that is irregular verbs. Now, don't panic, breathe. Irregular verbs are called irregular because they don't follow the ed rule. They have their own unique past tense forms that you need to learn. But here's the good news. The most common irregular verbs, you already use them every single day.
That's so true. Let's go through some of the most important ones. Go becomes went. Come becomes came. See becomes saw. Have becomes had. Eat becomes ate. Get becomes got. Make becomes made. Take becomes took. Buy becomes bought. Think becomes thought. These are the ones that show up in almost every conversation.
Let me put these into real-life situations so they feel natural. Yesterday, I went to the supermarket. I bought some bread and eggs. I saw my neighbor outside and we had a quick chat. She made me laugh. I got home late, but I ate a good dinner and went to bed happy. That's a whole little story, and almost every verb in it is irregular.
I love that, Harry, because it shows that irregular verbs aren't exotic or rare. They're everywhere. They're in every story you tell, every conversation you have. Now here's a comparison that I think is really useful. Formal versus informal. In formal writing, like an email to your boss, you'd write, I went to the meeting and took notes. In casual conversation with a friend, you might say the exact same thing. I went to the meeting and took notes. The great thing about past tense, it doesn't really change between formal and informal. The verbs stay the same.
Here's my tip for learning irregular verbs, and I break it down into 3 steps. First, don't try to memorize a list of 50 verbs at once. That doesn't work. Your brain will resist it. Instead, pick 5 verbs per week. Just 5. Second, use them in sentences about your own life. Not textbook sentences, your actual real life. Yesterday, I went to work. I ate rice for lunch. Your brain remembers things that feel personal. Third, say the pairs out loud, over and over. Go, went. Come, came. See, saw. The rhythm helps them stick.
And here's something important about questions in the past tense. To ask a question, you use did at the beginning. Did you go? Did she eat? Did they come? And then the main verb stays in its base form. Not did you went. That's a super common mistake. It's did you go? Say it. Did you go to school yesterday? Did he call you? Did they finish the work?
Okay, I want to do a little quick practice right here. Sarah, I'm going to give you a base verb, and you turn it into a past tense sentence. Ready?
Oh, I love this. Go for it.
Okay. Buy.
I bought a new notebook last week.
Perfect. See.
She saw an amazing sunset yesterday evening.
Beautiful. Now, listeners, your turn. I want you to leave a sentence in the comments using one irregular verb from today. Just one sentence. You can do it. Don't think too hard, just write.
All right, to review this section, irregular verbs have unique past tense forms. The most common ones, go, come, see, have, eat, are ones you'll use constantly. Learn them in small groups. Use them in personal sentences, and for questions and negatives with irregular verbs, always use did plus the base form. Got it? Great!
Now we're moving into my favorite part, using past tense in actual, real conversation. Because here's the thing, you can know all the rules perfectly, but if you feel awkward or nervous using them when you're actually talking to someone, those rules aren't helping you. So let's look at how past tense lives inside real dialogue, the kind of conversations you have every single day.
Think about Monday morning at work or school. Someone asks, "How was your weekend?" That question is an invitation to use past tense. And a natural answer sounds like this. It was really good, actually. I went to the park on Saturday. My friend and I played football, and then we ate at this amazing little restaurant. I got home late, but it was worth it. Smooth, natural, full of past tense verbs.
Think about Monday morning at work or school. Someone asks, "How was your weekend?" That question is an invitation to use past tense, and a natural answer sounds like this. It was really good, actually. I went to the park on Saturday. My friend and I played football, and then we ate at this amazing little restaurant. I got home late, but it was worth it. Smooth, natural, full of past tense verbs.
And notice how Harry didn't say, "I goed" or "we eated." Those irregular forms are doing all the work there. Let me give you another context. Imagine you're calling a friend and explaining why you missed a call. You might say, "Sorry I missed your call. I was at the gym. I didn't hear my phone. When I came home, I saw your missed call and I called you right back." That's real. That's natural. That's how people actually speak.
And here's something about tone and politeness with the past tense. When you want to be polite in a situation, let's say you're explaining something to a teacher or a supervisor, you can use past tense to soften your language. Instead of saying, "I don't understand," you can say, "I didn't quite catch that," which sounds gentler. Instead of, "I can't come," say, "I couldn't make it yesterday." Past tense often sounds more professional and considerate.
That's a brilliant tip, Harry. The shift from present to past can make your English sound so much more sophisticated without you having to learn any new words. It's all about how you frame the timing. Now, let's do a little role play, because I think hearing past tense in a real back and forth is so helpful.
I'll start. Sarah, did you watch anything good last week?
Oh, I did. I watched a documentary about the ocean. It was absolutely fascinating. Did you watch anything?
I didn't watch TV much, but I read a really interesting book. I started it on Thursday and finished it by Saturday night.
Wow, you read a whole book in 2 days? I tried to read last week, but I fell asleep every time I opened the book.
And that, listeners, that right there is completely natural English conversation. Past tense everywhere. It flows. It sounds real. Now I want you to try. Think of something you did last weekend and say it out loud right now. Don't write it, say it. Speak out loud to yourself, to your phone, to your pet. Say, last weekend and finish that sentence. Say it 3 times until it feels smooth.
Speaking out loud is so powerful for language learning, and we don't do it nearly enough. When you say something out loud, your brain processes it differently than when you just read it or hear it. You start to feel the rhythm of the language, and for past tense, that rhythm is really satisfying once you get it. To recap this section, use past tense to tell stories, answer "how was your" questions, explain missed calls or late arrivals, and to sound polite in professional situations. Past tense is your storytelling tense.
Okay, friends, this is the section that I genuinely love, and that's talking about mistakes. Because, honestly, Sarah and I have both made these mistakes. I still catch myself slipping sometimes, especially when I'm speaking fast. And the reason I love this section is that knowing what goes wrong helps you fix it faster than any rule ever could.
Mistake number 1, and this is the big one, using the base verb instead of the past form. So saying, yesterday I go to the store, or last night she watch a movie. This happens because when we're focusing on what we're saying, we forget to change the verb. The fix? Slow down just slightly when you start a sentence that begins with yesterday, last week, or this morning. Those time words are your cue to switch to past tense.
Mistake number 2, and we already touched on this, adding -ed to irregular verbs. I goed to the park. She thinked about it. He buyed a car. These sound wrong because they are wrong, but they're a really logical mistake. You've just learned that past tense uses ed, so your brain applies that rule everywhere. The solution is exposure. The more you hear and read real English, the more those irregular forms start to feel right automatically.
Mistake number 3, and this one is sneaky. Using did with a past tense verb in a question. So saying, did you went to school? Instead of, did you go to school? When you use did or didn't, the main verb must be in its base form. Did you go? Did she eat? Did they come? The did is doing the past tense work, so the main verb gets to relax. It goes back to its base form. Did you go? Not went. Every time.
And honestly, I remember making this mistake myself when I was really focused on getting the question structure right. I was so busy remembering to put did at the front that I forgot to switch the main verb back. It happens. Mistake number 4, forgetting to use didn't for negatives and instead saying, I not went or I no went. In English, the negative past structure is always subject